All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Devil platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High, Ahaya has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I'm going to excuse me. I have apologize. I like to apologize. Coming on late here, I decided to listen to a video that I uh, posted yesterday, and it was my video that I upload, and I had no idea it was just that good. And I thank the Most High, a higher for it, because I can hear the spirit and truth within it. Um, I'm coming in today with questions. Anyone have a question or questions? This is the time. I'm going to give the live chat to those that might have questions. Um, Again, I say that I thank the Most High, a higher for being who He is all by Himself, not needing Sister Deborah, not needing you and no one else to make Him who He is. He all that and some, and He's going to always be. Um, and I thank Him for that. And again, I was listening to my prior upload video from yesterday, and let me tell you, I was listening to it, and it was so good to me in my spirit to where I got lost in time, and that's why I'm late. Is because I was listening to that video, and it was that video I uploaded yesterday, and it was really some good spirit and truth information, and I really enjoyed. I know I'm a little late here, and I apologize. Uh, and I would like to say that today is about questions. If you have any questions, or you might even have answers for Sister Deborah, I'm gonna tell you again and again and again. Sister Deborah don't know it all. Ahaya does not issue everything to no one person. So each and every last one of us have something that we can bring to the forefront. So never be in a position to where you know it all or you have all the answers and have all the questions. So if there's questions that I can answer, I will. But if there is questions that I cannot answer, I will say I don't know the answer to that. So hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. So the live chat is open for questions and answers to things that the Most High has revealed unto to you. You can share with us, uh, and we will take it, and we would hear what God said. The Most High, higher. So, like I said, I was listening to one of my videos, not my videos, one of my messages that I uploaded yesterday, and it was really good. I was thinking about how the disciples came to Yeshua and questioned, what is this here that you're saying to them? And I thought about myself. And when he told me, Deborah, you giving them people parables too. I was like, yeah, they parables, but they sound like it's connected to the word. He was saying, it, as long as the earth exists, it's going to be a multitude, and it's going to be those that he has elected. The elect gets the word in its purest form in spirit and truth, and the multitude gets parables. Now, can the Most High give the multitude the word, the keys to the kingdom? Yes, he can. Because he said, if they see, then he can convert them. So it's a possibility that even those who receive parables can also receive the keys to the kingdom. Okay, meaning the pure word, meaning spirit and truth of the word of the most high, a higher. That's why he speaks of elects, and a lot of people don't have no respect for the idea. Well, who are the elects? They have to be out here. Who are those who going to find the narrow gate? Okay, and who are those he say that if it was so, they would be food. They could be food, but they're not. Who are these people? No one questioned, no one answered, no one. Everybody just think that we're all just gonna march into the new heaven that's going to be brought on the earth, and that's just it. Do what you want to, how you want to, say what you want to, feel the way you want to. It doesn't make any difference. Just know that we all going straight into the new Jerusalem when y'all bring the new heaven on the earth, and that's far, 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 far from truth. So again, if you have any questions, you can put them before us. Me myself, I have a lot of things I could talk about, but I want to just open up, shalom, shalom, to question. Who are these people that you are talking about? These people, are you speaking of in biblical when Yeshua was talking to the multitude, or are you speaking of when I say that the Most High said you're giving them parables? Or so are you speaking of kind of make it all the elects? Oh yeah, the elects are those that how he had the 12 disciples. Remember, Yeshua said, all that I have not lost. All that thou hast given. Yeshua told the Father, he said, all that thou hast given me, I have not lost one. Those were the 12 that higher the Father from heaven had elect to walk with Yeshua. Okay, same way today. He has elect those that's not going to be fooled by the system of this world, by the religion standpoint of this world, by different denominations, different beliefs. They're not going to be fooled. He said, if it was so, it will fool the very elect. And that's why he said, if it was, because he had put in them such a shield, they're not going to be fooled by the things of the world, the religion, different denomination, the laws, because he is greater in them. You see, so he's not going to allow them to be fooled. So the elects are chosen by the Most High, higher, to not be fooled. Yes, you're right. It is a shift. I'm glad you said that, because I wouldn't have never talked about it. You are so right. Yes. You got it. You got what it takes. If you can feel it, you got it. Yes, you have what it takes. If you can feel that, you got what it takes. Yes. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. You got it. Because I have to endure it. You see? So for you to say that, I'm like saying, well, how does she know that? How does she know that? So you would most be you would have to be one that the Most High has called to His bosom, because everybody is not going to be able to tap into that. You see, that's going back to the elect, where he said, if it was so, it would fool the very elect. And when you're saying a spiritual, the atmosphere, you are 100. You are 100. You are 100. Because it's really beating on me big time. So for you to say that, you're right. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. You got it. And it's a spiritual thing, baby. It's a spiritual thing. And everybody, many gonna miss it. But you got it. The only reason why I'm saying that you have it is because that's what I've been feeling in the last few days. I think if you go back to my video, I was talking about it yesterday. Um, how in the last 4 days I've been feeling this way. See, people thinking when you're saying this, they think you're talking about just all the worldly and in the flesh. No, 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 no. I'm talking about spiritual. The atmosphere in the spirit realm. You know what I'm saying? So you sure got it. You nailed it. You got it. Yes, it is different. Shalom. Now, when you speak of under the ice, are you speaking of over there where they got some things down yonder? They got some things down there. Over where if say for instance you and I were to go over there, we wouldn't make it back home. We wouldn't even make it on the foundation of what they are hiding. We wouldn't even make it on that ground level. Is that the ice you're talking about? Because there is this ice, and everybody knows that it exists. They try to keep it. That's why they always talk about the temperature and melting and all of this, because they know that it's wartime is underneath that area. And many, let me tell y'all something. Many have went over and they never made it back home. They killed them. That's a known fact. They killed them. You ain't gonna be able to go over there and think that they gonna let you just do your study or find out what's. Oh, no, 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 baby. That's like that's before the United States snakes. So they doing some things down underneath that ice, and they know something that's down there. They know what's down there, but they also know if it melts that we're gonna see something that has been hidden for many years. That would probably, I think, if everybody were to know what was down there, I think everybody would probably fall dead. That's just how scary I think it would really be if they were to see it. Oh, 60 miles away, earthquakes. Oh, wow. And aftershocks. Wow. Hmm. It's going back to that spiritual atmosphere. There's something going on. Because you know what? We thinking that he's going to turmoil with us another 100 million years. We thinking he's going to turmoil with us another year. Ahaya is saying to us in so many ways, look, y'all, that's it. How long y'all think I'm going to procrastinate this situation of the beginning to the end? I have a beginning and the end. Y'all have to stay up in Revelation to see how it's panning out in this day. You see, so we would know exactly where we are. Hmm. Yep, it's something's going on. It really is, y'all. To be honest, it really is. Because it even have brought me to tears out of. I'm gonna be honest, out of not knowing. You know, not knowing for others, and it's not even so much as for me. Shalom. Not if it's not as so much as is it for me. It's just like, don't forget, I got all these adult children, and I'm just a real sadness, you know. Okay, now my ideal of what's going on in the atmosphere is strictly a higher, a higher. I'm telling you. Now, whether it's seen as you want to see it, because a lot of times we won't see what his right hand is doing unless it's something that make us feel good. You see what I'm saying? We got to understand his right hand is the power on the heavens and on the earth. It rumbles the way it want to rumbles and how it want to rumbles, and it's not based on. We can't how would I say we can't embrace his right hand power only when it's bringing forth things that we are willing to embrace. We got to embrace that right hand power when it's bringing down judgment and it's bringing down fire and it's bringing down the power to show up and show out. We still got to embrace it. Oh wow, the monkey pot. Mm. Yeah, it's something. It's something. It's just something that's just taking place in the spiritual, like you say, in the spiritual atmosphere. I think because the feeling is real. It's not no. It's not the feeling of it. Is not something fake. It ain't something that just being said. It's really there. And and you know what else is all the things that I think we have prepared within our flesh for so many things to when the spiritual realm come up and show out and begin to be fulfilled according to what Ahaya has prophesied. I think that's another way of how we're going to be thrown off because we so busy seeing the things that's in the natural that's taking place to where we fail to realize the spirit. Let's say, for instance, someone asked me about the ice. I'm curious still to know when you say that ice, are we talking about over there at that place actually were underground that's actually taking place? There's some things that's taking place. What we don't understand, Ahia spoke of many different things coming out of the water. Mhm. Many things that comes up onto the land. We don't see it because we can't see spirit. We can't see this happening in spirit. Just like right now, when I was a young girl, I used to talk about aliens because I knew they exist. And it's a sad, sad thing that here it is, you get old and now they bringing it up saying, yes, it exists. When I was afraid as a little girl and the spirit of Ahia would come comfort me after he allowed me to see the things that I was seeing. So here it is in the year 2022. People are talking about something that I already knew that exists. I met this guy in the military, and him and I was dating, and he was saying, he said, "You know what? I'm gonna tell you something." He said, I'm a sergeant. He's a first sergeant, and that was way back then. He said, "I have always got away from going to the desert, and I've always everybody when you go into the military, you have to go out in a desert at least 2 weeks." He said, "I have fought it for 15 years because I've talked my way out of it." He said, "But I went to the desert. I was finally sunk, and I couldn't talk myself out of it." And he said, "Let me tell you something. People in this world do not know." He said, "There are real aliens in spaceship." I didn't need him to tell me. You see, I lived the life, y'all. So a lot of times you might hear this little old lady talking and rumbling and running her mouth. A lot of it is testimonies. You know, he said, through your testimonies. Really, honestly, you can't really tell nobody nothing unless you have gone through some things. Okay. And you can tell somebody even if you haven't, but it's just the idea when somebody is telling you something and they telling you that they experienced this and they experienced that, you just can't, you don't have to take it at its face value, but you can just think, you know, well, wait a minute, man, that person might have something there. That person might be saying something. So I thought about how I would sit on the porch and talk to Miss Almond and Ajax and all of them and telling them things that I was seeing, and they were trying to scare me, say, "Oh, that's gonna come back to you at tonight." And I was a young girl. I'm saying 6, 7, and 8 and 9. You know, during the summertime, we used to sit out on my parents used to let us sit out on the front porch, and the neighbors' kids and the ones that was older than we were all sit down. And I used to always say, if they only could see what I see. And we talked about a lot of things, but I never really wanted to put them in the situation I was in because it always happened at night when I would be able to see things. Okay, you guys, honestly, I would be able to see things and it would scare me. And I look back at it and I think, y'all, don't ever think a higher don't it's not with you. He would have to have be he have to. Just imagine how young I was and how I had to live with this all my life and how he had to have been there for me to comfort me in a time as that, you know, to have to be young and knowing that you were seeing these things and you knew these things exist and you couldn't explain it to people. You couldn't tell them when this here and this and this and this. You couldn't. So when someone spoke of the ice, I thought about it. I said, well, if they only know what's under that ice, go into Revelation and hear y'all talk about things coming up, then it'll kind of give you a little insight. Okay. Yep. Yep. It's down there. And that's why they take lives of anybody that goes anywhere near it because they know what's under there. They know what's under there. Okay. Okay. But yeah, it's something, and I'm gonna tell you where it really got me when I was young. I don't know if not when I was young, but this was I think I was probably in my 30s when Will Smith came up with that movie. Um, I don't know what the Independent. I don't know if that's the name of it or not, but Will Smith, he was taking that alien, and I was like, see, I knew they had him down. And you know, I was with me, I was just like, see, I knew they had him. See, it people think those movies are just movies. No, it is backing up reality. So that's why when I say y'all say he said that they have to leave the light on, and the light represent a way of seeing things for really what it is. And a lot of us we bypass a lot of things that actually have shown us all signs and wonders and shown us through movies and a higher have shown signs and wonders of what is and what was and what shall come. But we bypass all of that. That stuff is not important to us, especially in this day and time that we're in now. Nothing is important. Nothing. No one even could care less. Hmm. Deep within the oceans. Hmm. And they got some things down there. That's why they don't want it to melt. Yes, very much. The men in black. Hmm. Yeah. So it's things that they're doing, and they have done. It's not something they're doing today. It's something. This is what I will say to you. And I'm going to tell you something. Your eyes have not seen what they have under that ice. You see what I'm saying? There are creatures beyond what your eyes and your mind can even imagine. Really, seriously. You say you've been stuck on Luke chapter 10. What part of it uh, you got stuck on? Yep, you're right. The coldest part. You know it. That's why they don't want it to melt. Yep, they know what's under there. Ahaya know what's under there too. It ain't that they found out. They know that. First of all, you all have to understand in the book of Genesis, he told them to replenish the earth as if the earth was once here. Okay. He told them to replenish. Okay. Now, in the sixth chapter of Genesis, he destroyed all life form on the earth. One thing we don't understand, he's dealing with the earth, but there are things taking place in the core of the earth. Okay. There are things set there. Okay. So even though we're not in the core of the earth, there are things taking place in the core of the earth, like it is in the space. You know how they go to space and they just constantly back and forth, trying to find life and trying to find a place or trying to do things so they can escape, you see? Because a lot of people wouldn't even believe that when he ended the world, when Genesis 6, when he spoke of ending the world with the flood, a lot of people think that it poured down raining. Okay, it did rain, but what met it? Something met up with the rain. Okay, and that was we were already on water. So the water beneath met the rain from above. And that's how all was destroyed because they met each other. That's the power of a higher, and who he is. You see? So the earth had water underneath it. Okay, so when it rained, and the rain that's come from above, the power of a higher, and the rain that he has underneath the earth, they met each other. And that's how it destroyed the whole world. Okay, meeting. That's exactly like he created woman and man. Man says woman was created for him. You see? What man didn't understand, that was a lie from the pit of hell because sin had hit and gave any other man a right to go say that a higher created woman for man. A higher said all that I created was for my purpose and my will. He never said Yeshua, Abraham, David, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, no one has ever said Ahia created woman for man. No, he created them for him. Woo, Father, y'all. Why? So that they can do what? Meet his will. That's it. We have added and taken away and added, try to make it look like this and this way and this way. But now we have to give that authority and that power back to a higher, which is in his right hand. We have taken so much of that power of who he is and have made it ours. We have taken it and made it our own power. So when you start to understand his creation when it was no sin in Genesis 1 and 2, you tend to kind of feel him a little bit. Me, myself, sometimes I be sad. I said, Father, here it is. You made it perfect. And here it is. They took it and they swung it every way they possibly can and took it out of your order. And when he created them to meet the obligation of replenishing, multiplying, having dominion, subdue. You see? That was his will. That was his perfect will. But we took it and we, after sin hit, we just said, it's like this, it's like this, it's like this. This was created for him and this was created for him and everything was created for man and nothing for a higher in this day and time. And all the studies that everybody is teaching and everything is based on who was this and what was the purpose of this. All of it rests in flesh and blood. It's not giving it back to the one who created it in his perfect will from the beginning, Genesis 1 and Genesis 2. Yes, it's beyond our imagination. You're right. Thank you so much. Line sun and rising. That was sunrise. The sunrise. Sun, the rise. That's beautiful. Thank you. So you got chapter 25 and 37 of what book? Yeah. And when guess what, you all? When you can start to see things is done based on a higher purpose, it makes you feel much better. It makes you feel much, and it really does take a load off of you because you realize, wait a minute, all of this is for your purpose and your will. You see, I was reading yesterday when I was uploading the video, when I was on live yesterday, I was talking about something that was really powerful. And I was like, wow, if you really think everything was created for him and for his purpose and his will. So how do we get to where everything is about us and only us, and he don't have anything connected to it? Oh, it's Luke. In Luke, I don't know if I'm gonna Luke 10. Let's see here. Is he talking about the labors that went forth? Is that in Luke? Let me make sure. but you went to 25 all the way to 36. And you say, is Christ talking about holiness? Okay, now first let's see where Christ is at. When you see Luke chapter 10, verse 25 to 37, do you see the word Christ? I don't see it. So could it be the Son of Man that's speaking? Because Christ is the power. And can that power speak? Yes, it can. It spoke, let, y'all said let, and the power brought it forth. So it can speak. But when I see Luke chapter 10, verse 25, I see not the word Christ. So I don't see Hamashiach, which is the right hand power. So maybe you can kind of narrow it down a little bit in what Luke 10 and 20, chapter 10, verse 25 through 37 is speaking. It says, is Christ talking? Here I don't see Christ speaking. I see Yeshua HaMashiach. I see Yeshua speaking, but I don't see Christ speaking here. Okay, maybe you can kind of narrow it down about holiness. It says the parable of the Good Samaritan. That's what I'm getting. And the labors sent forth is connected to Luke 10. Okay. Okay. Anyone have any questions, or maybe you can even give us some answers to questions that many asked today. If you have the answer, that'd be wonderful. Because no one person know it all. Don't ever think that. No, no. Yeah. Okay, I see first let me cover this one here. I see in chapter Luke chapter 10, verse 27. And you got Luke chapter 10, verse 25 to 37. But it's saying a whole lot, okay? But I don't see Christ in that. I see Yeshua saying a lot, which is the Son of Man, okay? That's also, I told you I ran out the house yesterday. I closed the book and said, because what he was showing me is how great of a spirit and truth is separate from what everybody is teaching. That's why they don't want to go near that realm, because it would usher light. It will bring light into the bosom of people, and they don't want the light to come upon the people in this day and time. So they want them to stay in darkness, and to stay in darkness, you don't have spirit and truth. Okay, so here I see in Luke chapter 10, in verse 27, and let's go to 26. And he said unto him, what is written in the law? How readeth thou? Verse 27. And he answered, said, thou shalt love thy Yeshua. That's what that Lord, thy Yah, with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. Now, it was asking someone, an individual was asking Yeshua a question, okay? And he was referring to the law. In the law, it is what is written in the law. Yeshua said, how readeth thou? How readeth thou? And he answered and said, thou shalt love thy Lord thy Ahia with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy strength and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. Now, the key word in there, the power punch, is love. How can you teach, or how can you cause your heart, your soul, your strength, and thy mind to even love thy neighbor as thyself when you use the word love? Then therefore we should have a for sure definition. What is this love in which Ahia is speaking of? If he wants us to love him with all our heart, all our soul, all our strength, all our mind, and love our neighbors as we do ourselves, we need to go back to the drawing board. What is love? You got to go back to that word. And when you go back to that word and see how much darkness that rests in, that has been used to be placed there so that people cannot find their way to the tree of life. That's why people can't find their way to the tree of life. That's why people don't thirst. Remember, he said you should thirst for righteousness. That's why they don't thirst. Because people don't understand when you go into a lot of these words, these are man-made designs. And just think, to me, I look back at it, I thought, let me tell y'all something. I thought today was intelligent, smart. That's what I thought. Technology and smart. But guess what? From what Ahia is showing me, Deborah, yesterday was. They mastered these things yesterday, y'all. So today is just a product of yesterday. Because think, who could have took this Bible and redid it and took things out of it to where it is survived and still yet cause many to follow wicked and darkness? Look at all the churches, y'all. Trillions all over the world. I'm just exaggerating when I said trillion. But I'm just saying, just think of all these people falling all kind of ways under using the same book. To me, a person that can go in here and take the word love and make people live it for thousands of years without defining it. You can't define it. You can't even give a definition of it. Love out of the definition of Ahia. How can you give it? Then you go to the it almost brings me to somebody said something to me yesterday. They say, remember the Father, he came to you and asked you, who told you was a Christian? All them years I'm under the belief of Christian. I'm a Christian. Until the Spirit came to me and asked me, who told you was a Christian? And then he said, go to the beginning. I went to the beginning. And he said, I want you to find anywhere from the beginning to the end where I told you that you can read and say that I told you that you're a Christian. And I went in there and I said, Father, it's nowhere to be found. He said, well, let's hold up. He said, now, Deborah, the new sheriff in town. I said, yeah, you sure? Did he tell people that they was a Christian? I said, no. He said, but who did he have with him? Didn't I give him 12? I said, yeah. He said, Deborah, did the 12 tell you that I told you was a Christian? I mean, this is how the Spirit was dealing with me. I was like, no. He said, now I want you to go to the what they call they call the new, and where's it told you that you was a Christian? I said, okay, Father, I'm not a Christian. He said, you sure you're not? I didn't tell you that. You see what I'm saying? So from that day on, I remember a lady was in Atlanta. She wanted me to be a speaker at a convention in Atlanta city that they were having. And I told her she wanted me to be a speaker. And I told her that I would love to be a speaker, but I'm sorry I can't accept. She said, ask me why. I said, because I want to let you know the message that I will speak would be, I am not a Christian. And that lady held that phone so long. And I said, you okay? I said, I would love to explain it. When I explained it to her, you know what that lady said? She said, ma'am, I ain't never heard nobody break that thing down like you gave it to me. She said, I ain't never thought of it like that. I said, yeah, but the Spirit of the Most High have dealt with me and told me, and I got in trouble. That's how I call myself getting in trouble with the Father. When he had to tell me, who told you was a Christian, Deborah? Who told you that? Who told you that? How long have I been with you? How long have you known me? 4 years. Since you was 4 years old. Did I tell you you was a Christian? Then who told you that? You see? So that's what it brings me to in everything today. A lot of things we have taken on and we refuse to even question it. So when I look at the word love, and then he told me now turn it backwards, and it says vote. And I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? So I said to him, I said, okay, Father, now that I know that there's no such word, but there's words that I do know, and that is give and gave. He said, the reason why you know those words, because that's who I am. From the beginning, I said, let what? Let me give you something. And when I gave it, it was good. Then I said, what, Deborah? I said, you said, let what? Let me give you this. And I gave it to you. And guess what? It was good. So he's saying that the things that he gave us in Genesis 1 and chapter 1 and chapter 2, all of it was good in him. Okay? All of it was good. But that, he was telling me, where did I say love? Where did I say love? No, it was what I gave and give, Deborah. That's who I am. So that is beautiful for me, because all my life, that's all I've been, a give and gave, an individual that was give and gave. I thought I was going to say the whole poor, the whole world. I'm going to be honest, the poor in the world, until he told me, you can't do that. That is, it is promised to be with in the world always. So you can't erase, you can't beat that. But I still had the right heart, even as a child, to want to be able to, to give and take care of the homeless, the hungry, and the sad ones. That's right. Under one. We are all one. Because even if you can see when Yeshua come to collect, I said, well, wait a minute. Here he is separating the goats from the sheep. But wait a minute. Why is the sheep just one? Because we are one in him. And the goats says S. That's for Satan, him and his crew. Yeah, I've been saying that too for a long time. I even had to talk to somebody a couple of days ago about not being And they get, what I don't like is people get confused when you say you're not you're not tied up in any denomination. First denomination they talk about, well, we are the church of non-denomination. That's a denomination. They try to throw you off, and try to make you think that, okay, we non-denomination, so we in there. No, you ain't in there, because you still a form of a religion that believe in certain standards and certain ways of your own flesh and blood. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that has to do with spirit and truth. And they thinking, okay, because we said we non-denomination, that I hate when they do that. And I always have to shut them down. That ain't what I say I am. I'm not that either. A follower of Christ. Mm-hmm. Praise the Most High. Okay, what was the question, babe? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't hear the question. Wait a minute. I must have passed it up. Bring the question back, please, please, please. Oh yeah, that throws a lot of people off. When you tell them you're not under none of that. You know what? That's a really good question. You said, how is it that we can know so much, but not none of it will agree? We can't agree. You know why? Because what we know is not what a higher knows. So therefore, we can't agree. See, when you are the part of the body of Hamashiach, we are one. When you are one, you respect one another's purpose and calling. Okay? But one is not supposed to say to the other, when, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, are you wrong? No. He's saying that we are one in it. He have set it up in different administrative positions and different other position gifts that he has blessed each and one with, so that they can make up the whole in the body. We're on one accord. But see, just like you just said, let me answer your question. Just like the other day I was telling y'all, Ahia told me, Deborah, the word believe, the whole world, I don't care where they at on the four corners, believe that if they believe in Jesus Christ, or let's see if in Hebrews, Yeshua HaMashiach, that's all that they have to do is just believe, and they shall receive, or they shall be ushered in if they believe in what took place of Yeshua HaMashiach coming and being the sacrifice, shedding the blood to redeem us back to the bosom of the Most High. Ahia says that the word believe has been torn up so bad to where anybody that believe, all of them are thinking they all going to the New Jerusalem. They just said, because he said all we have to do is believe. But Ahia say you have to believe his belief. You have to believe in what he say you have to believe in, not what man says or what you said. See, a lot of them thinking, okay, when all I have to do is believe, oh, I'm in there. It's so simple. That's the same way with us in the body of Hamashiach. A lot of people just say, well, I'm in there. I'm a part of the body. I'm the part of Yeshua HaMashiach. I'm in there. Just like people talking about they got the Ruach HaKodesh. Everybody that says they have it. Everybody that believes, everybody that says that we are a part of the body of Hamashiach, this is showing you why they can't come on one accord. This is showing you why they can't agree, because they don't believe. They don't believe in the same thing. They believe in something different, because once you come into oneness with Yeshua HaMashiach. HaMashiach going to usher the Ruach HaKodesh in you. As you tarry, wait, and then he's going to bring the Ruach. That's why I said, and you shall receive power. Okay? Because the Ruach, the HaMashiach is going to bring you power, and then he's going to bring you, usher the Ruach HaKodesh in you. Okay? So that alone, you don't hear nobody talking about it. You don't hear nobody preaching it. You don't hear nobody teaching it. Everybody's going left. And this here, and what I just said is right. They don't believe in stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? They believe that, okay, as long as I accept Yeshua HaMashiach, or I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, that he died for me, and on the third day he risen, that's my ticket to eternal heaven. And I can go out here and do whatever I want, how I want it, the way I want it. I can have hate. I can be racist. I can discriminate. I can kill. I can steal. I can destroy. All I have to do is believe. And that's what Ahia said. That's what they see. That's how they see him. As if, okay, just take this word believe, and this is your ticket to the eternal life, to the New Jerusalem. This is your ticket. Just believe. You see, and he said that is not the belief that he spoke of. That is not believe. That is not a part of spirit and truth. That is of the flesh way of seeing their way in the New Jerusalem, not in New Jerusalem, in the heavens. They really believe it. That's why people won't change. People won't change because they think, oh, I got my ticket. It's called believe. And I don't even have to keep no commandments. I don't have to do nothing. Just believe. I don't have to like black people. I don't have to like them. I can hate them. All he said I needed is to believe. So this is why people can't come on one accord, even in the same as they quote, in the same belief of not religion. They can't even come. They can't even, if you got all Catholics, you see all Catholics disagree. You see all Hebrew Israelites disagree. That's because they're not in the oneness of what is spirit and what is truth. That's why. They're missing that. And they could care less because they're thinking they're going to walk in with the ticket they got in their hand. And they don't understand, baby. No. As quick as you fall dead on that ground, that ticket that you think you got in your hand is going down with you. You see? See, they don't understand stuff like that. Because they disagree and can't come on one accord because there's no spirit and no truth in it. If Yah is a spirit and he is all truth, then therefore he is the Ruach HaKodesh. If he said the truth of the matter, everything has to be brought into spirit and truth. That means it has to come straight from my bosom. It has to go out of my bosom. It has to come from my bosom. Once you really believe and know that it ain't what Sister Deborah is saying and how she teaching or what she's, it's what Ahia is saying to you in your spirit. You see, that's what's important. It's not important what Sister Deborah is saying. It's important that you have a relationship with him one-on-one. And then if another person have a relationship with him one-on-one, guess what? Y'all can right then can come on one accord. Why? Because he's bringing your spirit and the individual spirit into his oneness. And that's what nobody don't want to do because they say, well, but I believe in this, so I can't be on your side. Oh, no, I believe in this, so I can't be on your side. But see, when you come into oneness of Ahia, let me tell you something. It's no side. You salute whoever has a calling. You respect their calling until they have proven something different. You have respect for it. Let me tell y'all something. Yah has poured out so many beautiful gifts. I'm going to tell y'all, he has poured out so many powerful, beautiful gifts with his right hand. Do you think anybody taking heed to it? You think anybody have any respect for those that he has poured those spirits, not those spirits, those gifts out onto? No, they done away with every gift Yah has poured out from the heaven. They said, we don't want that. That's not who we are. You ain't got pride. Stop that. You ain't got no pride. Yep, that's true. Not all of them have that's what the real faith. That's why I was saying the gifts of the Spirit has to rest in spirit and truth. And that's why people don't want to teach anyone anything on no platform, even in the church where there's 10,000s. No one wants to speak on spirit and truth because it'll show up and show out that a lot of them are lying about anything and everything that containing to the Father in the heaven. And yeah, that's what he said. They never knew him. You see what you're saying? So and that's come judgment. That's the final day. He even said they never knew him. You see what I'm saying? So it's just that it's people are role playing. People are uncomfortable role playing, and they are content role playing, and they love it. They don't have no issue because it makes them feel good. Like someone said earlier, how the spiritual atmosphere, like Sister Deborah, I felt that already. And I didn't fight up against it. I just embraced it and said, okay, Father, whatever your will be. But yes, there is a spiritual atmosphere that's taking place, change that's taking place. It really is. So when that person said that, I already knew what they were talking about because I've already experienced it in the last 4 days. Yes, you'll be on one accord. You don't have to agree with everyone or an individual, but being on one accord, meaning putting Yah where he belongs, putting him up high, respecting him, honoring him. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to bring him low so we can be put up on high. That's what they do on these devil platforms. They don't want to put him where he belongs. Well, wait a minute. That's why he said they deny the power, because they don't want the power. They don't want to have nothing to do with the power. Why? The power is detached to spirit and truth. They don't want that. A one-on-one relationship. That's right. Oh, no, they don't want you questioning. Yes, you're right. Why? Very good. You know why they're going to be able to discern it? Because when he bring you into oneness, everything is in that oneness. You see what I'm saying? Everything is in that oneness. All the gifts. And one of the gifts is what? The spirit of discerning. You see what I'm saying? You see how that works? So he's saying, y'all, if y'all come one into the camp and we are one in unity and understanding that Ahaya is all that and some, and we're allowing his power to reveal itself, guess what? Everybody's gifts, you would see how everybody's gifts is needed. You see, everybody's gifts. But we can't go up against each other's gift. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Sister Deborah can't say, okay, I got the spirit of discerning. Okay, you the spirit of healing. We don't need you. No! You see what I'm saying? And that's what you see in the world today. Amongst the Hebrew Israelites, amongst the Christians, the Catholics, everybody. They don't have no gift, no way. But I'm just still saying how no one wants to have no respect for the calling on people's lives that Yah has called them to. No one wants to have it, because if it's like saying, say for instance, if I'm a prophetess, okay, and you're a musician, you know how to praise Yah in songs, okay? Who am I to go up against what Yah has called you in our body? We are one body. You can't do that. You can't do that. And that's what you see on all these platforms. Everybody chasing after each other, saying, I got it, I got it, I got it. I'm this, I'm king, I'm leader, I'm ruler, and you do this, and do this. If you don't do this, I believe in this. It's a sad thing how they are doing away with what they call the New Testament. I mean, it's so much wicked going on, you guys. It is off the chain when it come down to the biblical book itself. Oh, they just don't want to believe nothing. And that's the escape way. That's how you get out of it. That's how you make Sister Deborah a lie. That's how you make me a lie when you don't believe in the New Testament. Then you can make the whole world see that I'm a lie. But am I a lie? No, I'm not. I'm a lie in their darkness. I'm a lie in your flesh. But in spirit and truth, I am spirit and truth. You see? But that's how they are able to get so many subscribers and so many likes and talk about the worldly matters, talk about this and talk about that. It's because they're not in the fold. See, y'all say narrow is the gate that leads to life. Why? The tree of life, y'all. That place that you thirst. So when you see, if you see somebody on here, and like say for instance, Devin, she got 2 subscribers or 2 likes, don't look at it and say, oh, she don't know what she's talking about. Nobody following her. See, that's how you see how the earth is off course, because they think that more meaning we in there. We got it. You know what's doing? It's confusing people to continue to walk in darkness and wicked and evil, because they look at people praising them and liking and subscribing with no power in them of spirit and truth, but yet they got people following them. They think they in there. They really do. But then they don't take heed to what he said. Narrow is the gate that leads to life. That's that tree of life, eternal life. So what part of that narrow do the people not get? They could care less. They said, I don't want to go in no narrow gate. As long as I got all these subscribers and I'm getting a little check to feed my family or to feed myself, I could care less. Fame. They sit and they talk about singers and different famous people, but in their hearts, they are jealous of them because they feel that they should have just as much fame in what they're doing than Beyonce or Jay-Z, or whatever. So they out chasing the same fame as Beyonce and Jay-Z, to where they're walking actually in the broad gate and can't see it. When they start talking spirit and truth, all of that goes away, and they can't afford to speak spirit and truth, because then our likes will go, then our subscribers, then they won't praise us. You see how they can't come on one accord? Each one go in their own direction. They don't agree with each other, just like you were saying earlier. They don't agree with each other. Okay. Yep, that's true. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see. How is that? Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I understand that. And that's what they're going to do to those who represent a higher. Yep, you're right. You know it is. You say, is it only for those who have an ear to hear? Yep, you know it too, don't you? You know that's true. That's 100. That's right. It's just something about that narrow gate. And even me, I would go on there and listen to people, even if they just post one video. I know y'all probably think I'm crazy. It's because that's where you will find truth. Honestly, yes. Because how would I say it? Many that are in the body of Hamashiach already know that this is a platform in which they are not seeking praise, recognition. likes and subscribers. They just want to say what Yah is saying to them on their hearts. That's it, y'all. They just want somebody to hear what Yah wants us to hear from their heart. That's just it. That's why he said, be careful when who you don't never know when who you entertaining. Yes, yeah, that's true too. Yeah, we should know them. That's true. Praise the Most High. Yeah. And the one thing about the people that you're gonna know, they're not trying to get recognition for themselves. They're trying to direct you to the bosom of the Most High Yah, where the light rests therein, where the narrow gate. You notice when he said, and very few shall find. So it's got to be something you have to find. Okay, so just assuming that you got it because you on YouTube or you on Facebook and you on Twitter and you liking the multitude don't mean you got it, you know. So it's a form of where you should find their end. But when you find it, let me tell you something. It ain't gonna. It's no turning loose. You're gonna hold dear to it. Do I have a garden? No, I don't. I started to put one together this summer. Then I started to I don't know. I probably would do pretty good with the garden. Um, I was really thinking about starting a garden, but it's just so much. I'm just listening to the most high, a higher, and I'm telling you, things is changing every day. Scary eyed myself. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I don't have a garden. You have a garden? And I'm gonna tell you, you should probably. I passed by. Let me tell you what I did. I passed by um, uh, this construction company that had a house that you could buy and they can build. And I saw that house, and all I could see is putting that house on the land, just all land, and me getting in it. I sure did. I just saw that house and I was like, oh man, that'll look good. And all land, just putting it out there. Um, and even then I got a real sad feeling. I really did. I got end up having to after seeing that house and seeing that thinking in my I was picturing in my mind the land and all. I got real sad. Real sad. I got really sad because the reality of the things that's actually taking place. A lot of things that we're are going through, and we're going to continue to go through. We have to just keep our eyes on Him at all times. Keep our focus on the Most Higher at all times, and He will lead us and guide us and show us the way. Yeah, I heard someone telling people that they need to get out of Babylon, uh, and Yah is wanting them to get out of Babylon based on an action, and it's not. Don't look at it as a spirit of getting out of Babylon, but getting out of Babylon in the natural. Yah, look, I look at it like this: I didn't bring myself here, and I can't keep myself here. And only thing when you really study that right hand, if you all go into the Bible and you pull up the right hand and the stretched out arm, it'll blow your mind. You say, well, wait a minute, I can't do nothing without that. That right there will see me through. That right there will see me through. You can be in any situation. You call on that right hand. See, when you know what it is, then it works for you. You ever thought about what Yeshua said before he died? I mean, before he died, before he was taken out, he told his disciples that they should do greater miracles and signs and wonders than he did. They should do greater. Where are they? They only one can bring in the signs and wonders and miracles is the power, y'all. Is the power. See how he say, and they forsake the power, because people are teaching everywhere. Every word out of this book and every other lost book and every other book there is without the power. They don't give the power no credit, no due, no nothing. And they think that they can just teach it out of that realm. But see, this is why you don't see the signs and wonders that Yeshua spoke about. It's because they deny the power. And how do they deny it? So if you deny the power, you deny the Yeshua, you deny the Ruach HaKodesh. You see, they don't even understand that. People don't even understand that. They really don't get it. You can't have the Ruach HaKodesh and deny the power. You have to understand that power has to exist, because that's that power that usher the Ruach into you. You see? So how is it that this is just things that you could use and need in this day and time? That power, that signs and wonders that can get not just your family members, but others out of situation. You can go and speak, and that power is going to give you victory. See, people don't understand that. We don't give that. We don't put that forth because that's who Yah is, you see, in us. So we really deny the power 24/24, because it's a lot of things that he still yet is willing to do, because we now accepted Yeshua HaMashiach. And he said, after we shall receive power. See, and that's going back to believing. These people out here ain't got no power. When you can, if you believe in what you're supposed to believe in, where's your power? These Christians and Catholics and all these different denominations, they got no power, none whatsoever. Why? Because they really don't believe. See, that's what y'all was trying to get me to understand, Deborah. They have to believe what I say they have to believe, not what they want to believe. And because they have chosen to believe what they want to believe, they don't have no power, you see, to do the signs and wonders. They don't have nothing, y'all. They don't have the Ruach HaKodesh. They just holding on to what? The faith of their flesh and the belief of their flesh that they going to walk on in. But wait a minute, hold up. No, you're not. It ain't going to be like that. And that's the part that he was trying to get me to understand. They run around here talking about believe. All we have to do is believe. He said, but Deborah, they got to believe what I say they have to believe, not what they say they have to believe. Thank you so much, TJ. That's so sweet. That's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people be telling people to go over there to Africa. I was staying in Atlanta, Georgia 6 years ago, and it's a lot of African people in Atlanta, and they got some of the nastiest spirits on them. Oh, they cannot stand us as a people. And why we as a people don't get it, we just don't get it. We just don't get it. Hallelujah. All praise to the Most High Yah. Oh, they did. I didn't know that. That was his. He was their God. I mean, they got some really bad attitudes. Even here in this state, they got some bad attitudes. And I can't understand, why do you have to, you standing in front of somebody, why are you screaming? Why you have to holler and that person standing right there when they talk? It just strange. Just stay. And you all don't know all the wicked and evil in that land, and it's just off the chain. And see, this is what people don't understand. People don't understand that Yah said he has them on the four corners. So just because he got them over in Africa don't mean Africa is where we need to be. That's what a lot of the Hebrew Israelites. We need to go to Africa, We need to go here, we need to go there. No, you need to go to the bosom of the Most High Yah and submit, turn in your repentance, and ask for forgiveness, and ask him to lead and guide you and show you the way. No, I mean, and when we get over there to Africa, and it ain't gonna change his prophecy. It ain't gonna change his word. Everything's still going according to what he said. And that's what I don't get. People think that, it has to be, we as a people have to be a certain place. I'm gonna tell y'all, and like I told y'all before, and I'm not gonna ease up, I'm gonna press on the gas and continue. When you deny, and if you deny Deuteronomy 28, and you deny Isaiah chapter 3, and you deny Ezekiel 36, chapter 36 and 37. When you deny those that are already gave you all that you need to know regarding really who we are and the end game, then that's on us. That's on us, the consequences. Because the truth be told, Deuteronomy wrapped that thing up, y'all. It wrapped it up. The end game is that we are destroyed, you guys. No Hebrew Israelite man, no woman will ever teach y'all the truth. And they will run from what Sister Deborah is saying right now before they turn around and go back in it and say, y'all, you know what? This sister is telling us the truth. There is a end game. They can say, when, okay, I didn't know it was there. I didn't pay any attention to that. I ignored it. Oh, no, 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 no. They bypass it intentionally so that they can lead you in their direction and in their way. But there's an end game to Deuteronomy 28, and it's not pretty. Yes, praise the Most High, Ahia. Yes, for healing. Yes. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's right. All praise goes to Ahia for healing. That's right. That is so right. Thank you, Most High, Ahia. Mm. Yes, Father God. Mm, 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 mm. Mhm. So Sister Deborah, if anyone don't have any questions, I'm going to end if there is no questions. Um, and I will be back. I appreciate everybody in the live chat for tuning in. Praise the Most High higher for each and every last one of you all. Thank Him for the healing. Somebody delete your comment. I'm telling you, they get on this page. I'm serious. And I've seen them do it. I'm like, now, what are you doing over here? What are you doing over here? And they be deleting. Somebody deleted your comment. Yes. So Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you all in the live chat. And I will be back again soon. So you all have a wonderful evening. And I say shalom and shalom.